Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Active Living this Thursday and final edition of the year. We have, as you can see, Miss Murray to lead us through some yoga. Miss O and myself have been asked to join her, so you can laugh along with my great yoga expertise. Just a reminder to do the athletic survey after today's session. It'll be open until 1 p.m. on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we'll have our final Active Living class. And that will be a huge, awesome mashup of everybody you've seen on Active Living. So I'm ready. I hope Miss Marie's ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here she is.
So welcome, everyone. This is really fun. We were outside probably about 4 minutes ago and it started to rain. So inside we come. If you have a yoga mat, let's start at the back of the mat. And if you don't have a yoga mat, just give yourself about 5 feet of room ahead of you. If you're wearing shoes, feel free to take them off. If you're wearing socks, feel free to take those off as well. And we'll just start with our feet about shoulder width apart. And taking your toes, lifting them up off the ground and closing your eyes if that feels comfortable and available to you. And with your toes up, just start to shift back and forth, forward and back. Noticing where the pressure is, the base of your feet. And finding a place where you have equal and opposite pressure with your big toe mound, the little toe mound, and your heel. Finding yourself in this grounded position when you feel that your weight is even on your feet. Allow your toes to relax down. We're going to start with a slight rotation of our arms, almost like you're ragdolling your arms back and forth. Letting go of all of the tension of the day, all of the expectations, the sitting at your desk and working. You may even want to make fists with your hands, and you can even allow your hands to lightly touch on the back of your spine, that sacral area, just to bring a little bit of movement into the back of your spine. It might even feel good to allow your gaze to go with this twist, looking over your shoulders, doing anything that feels good for you right now. And then we'll allow our hands to slowly stop going back and forth, finding ourselves back in stillness, connecting to our feet once again. And on an inhale, bringing our shoulders up to our ears. And then exhaling, release. Feel free to make some noise, letting go of the tension of the day. Ms. Chook calls it Zoom neck, finding a little bit of relief in this neck area that works so hard. Even starting to bring some rotations to the shoulders. Mine are creaking as I do it.
Mine too.
Moving back.
I can feel everything.
And then moving forward. Oh, feels great. Just loosening up the shoulder girdle as we prepare to enter into the practice. Beautiful. Allowing your arms to rest back by your side. Now, one thing with yoga is the word itself means union, the union of our breath with our body. So as we move, the most important thing is that you allow your breath to guide you. So you can move slower or more quickly depending on where your breath is at today. So let's take our hands back down our sides. We're going to inhale all the way up, bringing our hands together and reaching. So feeling that grounding into the earth at the same time, reaching as high as you can. And then on an exhale, bending your elbows. Can you touch your thumbs to the back of your neck and your chin down to your chest? Inhaling up as you look up towards your hands. Exhaling back, chin to chest, thumb to neck. Few more times, moving with your breath at your pace. Inhaling to glance upwards, exhaling to glance downwards. We'll all meet back up at an inhale, spreading our hands about shoulder width apart, and again, reaching towards the sky. We'll take our right hand, grasping our left wrist, lengthen that left hand up towards the sky, and on an exhale, tilting over to your right. Really feeling the grounding of that left foot into the earth as you stretch your left side body. Breathing here. Beautiful. Inhaling back to center. Hands shoulder width apart, reaching towards the sky. Left hand reaches right wrist. Reach towards the sky. Exhaling over to your left side, stretching the right side body. Pressing that right foot into the earth and then feeling that right fingertips reaching across your body. Breathing here. Beautiful. Inhaling up. Exhaling, hands on your hips. Bending your knees ever so slightly. Let's tilt our torso over our legs as our torso comes to our thighs. Hands come to the ground. And just start by stepping back and forth, starting to waken up the backs of your legs. Forward fold or Uttanasana. If you want, you can settle into stillness, working to straighten your legs as much as feels available and comfortable for you today, and rest your head, allowing yourself to release and relax in this pose. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to perhaps move a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Bringing a bit of a bend into the knees again. We're going to walk our hands out to the front of the mat or into plank position. Now, feel free to have your knees down if that feels more comfortable and available to you, or coming up into plank. Feeling like a long line of energy from your heels all the way to the tip of your head. Maybe even tilt your chin in towards your chest, lengthening the back of your neck. Staying here if this is good. If you want a little bit more warmth, you can try bending your knee and touching your elbow. One knee to the next. How's it going back here, ladies?
Fantastic.
Woohoo! Beautiful. And finding yourself back in a plank position. And now bringing your hips up into the air, pushing into your fingers, not into your wrists. Finding yourself into your first downward dog. Keeping your knees bent, feeling free to pedal your legs. Waking up the backs of the legs. And then finding yourself in a place of stillness.
Love
Breathing
walking
here.
the dog.
Isn't it great?
Walking the dog.
Beautiful. Okay, let's find ourselves in a place of stillness. Right foot now comes up parallel to the earth, bending that right knee, and now stacking your hips on top of each other, coming into a three-legged dog. Perhaps your gaze goes under your left armpit towards your right foot. Breathing here. Beautiful. Let's get those hips back parallel to the earth. Right leg outstretched, and then bring it all the way through in between your hands. And then let your left knee come onto the earth. We'll come up, and I need to take off a layer because it's hot in here.
Yeah, I'm opening the door since no one will help us with the windows.
It was way cooler outside. There we go.
Yes, we were starting outside, but it began to pour heavily.
Yeah, no one.
Awesome. All right. So now we're on our knee. You might want to pad your back knee for it to be comfortable. You can also, I find if I uncurl my back toe, sometimes it's friendlier on my knee. Hands are on your hip, feeling your pelvis tilt forward, creating a little bit more sensation on the front of your left thigh. And then inhaling our arms up. Grasping our thumbs together. And again, feeling that energy moving upward. At the same time, our arm bones are moving down into the shoulder girdle, breathing here.
Thank you.
Beautiful. We'll exhale down into Cactus Arms. Feeling an opening across your chest. So almost like your shoulder blades are kissing each other. They're meeting in your back. Once you find that orientation, can you raise your arms up without changing that openness? It's almost like a little bit of a back bend. Can you feel it?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm liking this new terminology. Shoulder blades
I know.
facing each other.
Yeah. All right. Let's take our hands down to the ground. We're going to walk our hands back. This one gets me every time because I have tight hamstrings.
Me
It's
too.
a modified. So if you have something, I should have brought books or blocks. You can even use your pinkies, whatever you need. The most important thing though is that front foot is flexed. Breathing here. Yeah, you can tell when you've either been sitting lots or running lots and not stretching, this is where I feel it.
Age.
Age, yeah, and age.
I'm feeling pretty good about this stretch.
Oh.
But don't be deceived, it's still really tight.
Beautiful. Let's exhale that foot back on the ground. Place our hands on either side of our right foot. Now, curl that back toe under if it hasn't already been. And you have a couple of options. No one can see you, I don't think. But see if you can push into those hands and push your right foot all the way back into a downward dog. Nice, ladies. Foot down onto the mat beside the left. Feel free to bring some motion back into your body. We'll prepare to do the other side. So inhaling your left leg this time up. We're going to bend the left knee and then stack our hips on top of each other, coming into three-legged dog. Perhaps your gaze comes under your right armpit to your left foot. Breathing here. Beautiful. This is the counteract to sitting on your butt all day. All right, let's inhale our hips back parallel to the earth. And then inhale in between our two hands. Right knee comes to the earth this time. Our hands come up onto our hips. Pelvis moves, tilts down and forward, creating a little bit more sensation here in the front of the hip. Arms come up, fingers together. Feeling that raising up towards the sky at the same time the humerus bones or the arm bones come back into the shoulder girdle. Beautiful. Let's inhale our hands down into that cactus pose with the shoulder blades kissing, heart opening. And then arms come back up with that same orientation, a little bit of a back bend. Feel free, if it feels available to you, to even allow your gaze to go upward. We'll take our hands down to either side of that left foot, now to the fancy move, uncurling your right toe, pushing into your hands, left foot comes back, and then back onto the mat beside the right. Your knees coming to the earth. We're going to move into a child's pose. So you can either do a closed leg child's pose, allowing your torso to sit on your thighs, or my personal favorite, bringing your legs out a little bit and allow your torso to kind of slide in between your legs. Resting here. Child's pose is a resting pose, so just allow yourself to fully and completely release into the earth, letting go of all the work that you just did, letting go of the busy week that you've had, and tuning into your breath and what it feels like to be you lying here right now. And perhaps with your awareness on your breath, you may notice it's starting to slow, maybe deepen. And on those exhales, can you release even just a little bit of the stress that you've been experiencing? Feeling the weight of your body go heavier and heavier on the earth. Beautiful. When you're ready, you can walk your hands up, cross your heels over each other, and we'll come back into a seated position with our legs out. Nice. So we'll start with a nice straight legs, or as straight as is available for you today. Feeling your heels really shining forward. and pushing into the earth, creating a nice long, strong spine. And then releasing all of that, and we'll take our feet in to meet each other in Cobblers Pose or Baddha Konasana. So if you find that your legs or your knees are up, you can also move your feet just a little bit further away. Taking your two fingers, lacing them to your middle finger and your pointer finger, lacing them in between your toes, big toes, grabbing on, and sitting up nice and straight. This might be as far as you want to go today, which is totally fine. If you want to go a bit deeper into the pose, taking your thumbs, placing them on your soles, and try to open your feet like they're a book. Inhaling to lengthen, and then exhaling, can you tilt your torso over your hips? Keeping the spine nice and straight, even tilting your chin slightly down and on and in to create more space in the back of your neck. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to move just a little bit deeper into the pose. Keeping in mind there's really nowhere to get to in yoga. It's the process. Kind of like life. It's really about the process more than the destination. For the last few cycles of breath, let's round our spine. Just releasing anything that you've been holding on to and allow your body to sink even deeper into the pose. Perhaps your attention goes back to the rhythm and the quality of your breath. Noticing the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. And with each exhale, releasing just a little bit more. Beautiful. When you're ready, gently walking your hands back up. And we will take ourselves, our feet on the ground, and let's bring our arms out on either side of our body and vertebrae by vertebrae start to lower ourselves all the way down to the ground. Awesome. I'm going to change over here. Oh, take a moment just to arrive. It's probably the first time all day that you've lied down. It feels good. And we're going to move into a bit of a hip stretch. It's a modification of Pigeon Pose. So taking your right foot with your right ankle on your left thigh. Some people call it a figure four. This could be enough, using your right hand to sort of push against your knee. You might feel some sensation there. If you want to go deeper into the pose, taking your hands, wrapping them behind the backs of your thighs, keeping both feet flexed, and breathing here. Using your own internal guidance system to decide what feels best for you right now. And bring that right hand onto the thigh or to the knee to create a little bit more resistance. And using your breath to explore the areas of attention and your exhale to release. Beautiful. Let's bring our left foot onto the ground, right foot onto the ground, and let's switch sides. So left ankle onto right thigh, staying here if you wish, placing your hands together behind your right hamstring. Lost the word for a second. Flexing both feet, breathing here. Awesome. Let's exhale that right foot down. Exhale again with the left foot down. Bringing your arms out into a T. Just gently windshield wipering your knees from one side to the other. very similar to how we moved our arms at the beginning. Just letting the weight of your legs kind of move over from one side to the other. That feels good for me today, for sure.
Feels really nice on my back.
Yeah. Awesome. And then bringing your knees back up to that centered position. And then finding yourself, if you're on a mat, a place that you can stretch all the way out. Now, if you have a blanket, which I should have brought for you guys, but that wouldn't have been COVID friendly, you can put that on because we're going to enter into the final pose, Shavasana, or corpse pose.
My favorite.
It's my favorite too. And so finding yourself, maybe put a hoodie on and some socks on. You want to be as comfortable as you can be. Allowing your feet just to relax outward. Your hands by your sides with your palms facing upwards, or if you want, even with your hands folded on your belly. It sometimes feels really nice. Taking a moment to tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body. Allowing yourself to fully release into the earth. Allowing your head to relax. Your eyes heavy in their sockets. Your jaw releases and relaxes. Letting your shoulders relax and your arms. Feeling your hands heavy on the earth. Feeling your back relax, almost vertebrae by vertebrae as it releases even further into the earth. Feeling your hips heavy, your legs heavy, and your feet. Taking a few moments here to simply be and to rest. And then when you're ready, finding yourself on one side or the other for a few cycles of breath. And then slowly and gently back up into a seated position. May the benefits of this practice continue forward for you during this entire long weekend in your interactions with others and the care that you give to yourself. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you for joining us today, Miss Marie.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great long weekend. Don't forget to do your survey, please.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Bye-bye.